Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. In today's video, we are once again back in Neshaminy State Park, as you may have guessed from the title, but this time it has absolutely nothing to do with Sarobia, the garden, or the Logans. This time we are in the wooded area and we're searching for any remnants that are left over from the old SummerDale Day Camp. That's a day camp where Gene London had grown up and honed his skills for drawing, telling stories, and entertaining children. I'll get into an explanation of who Gene London is for those of you who don't know who he is in a different video, as I expect this is going to be a series of videos because of the vast amount of land that I have to cover. The camp was of a decent size, so I got a feeling it's going to be at least 2 or 3 videos. Anyway, all that being said, let's get in there and let's check this out. So I figured what better place to start off than where I left off in the last video when I was talking about the day camp. Over here at these trees that I said they don't look anything like any of the other trees anywhere near this. So I'm assuming, keeping in mind I'm assuming because I don't know, because there is virtually nothing online as far as information about SummerDale Day Camp. There's no pictures, there's no video, nothing, which I find hard to believe. I mean, the camp was open, I'm assuming, in the 40s and the 50s, maybe even the 30s. I'm not sure, because Gene London started his TV career back in the mid to late 50s. He had played on a few different shows and hosted 2 of them, or at least 2 of them anyway. And he did do some shows from the camp. So I would have to assume they had cameras back then. We all know that. So there's got to be pictures of them somewhere. There's got to be video of it somewhere. So if anybody has any access to that, please feel free to let me know. You can contact me through my Facebook page, facebook.com/thisistomsworld, or you can put a message in this video, like a little comment with a way to contact you. And you know, I would just love to be able to see anything from the camp, anything at all, any information you might have, any stories you might have, anything. All information would help. But let's get on the other side of these trees. I may have to do some ducking and stuff like that, so I'm going to shut the camera off just for a second, but I'll be right back. Okay, now we're on the other side of the trees, and I'm just trying to decide which way to go. I know the woods continue quite a ways up that way, but that's going up back towards, we'll say towards the front of the park, like towards State Road. Or I can continue going this way, which would be away from Neshaminy Creek. I think I'm going to go this way first, and we'll see if we come across anything. I mean, how great would it be if we did and we could find something? I mean, it would be some kind of history, some kind of remnants of the camp, even if it's just like a pile of bricks. Anything would be awesome. So we're just going to keep walking through here. I'm not really on a trail per se. It's just a lot of low growing stuff, and I am coated with the deep woods off, so I don't have to worry about ticks. Still got to worry about poison ivy, but I'm wearing jeans today, so that shouldn't really be a factor as long as I don't touch the jeans too much. See, a pretty old tree fell down here at some point. There's a lot of thorns back here too, so that's fun. I'm wondering, you can see that it's got the vines wrapped around it, which I would assume are ivy vines like everywhere else in here. I wonder if that's what eventually made that weak enough to fall. But I just have to keep my bearings to know that I'm going in a straight line and not curving off anywhere. Like if I start seeing the Delaware, then I know I curved off. So I know the Delaware is not too much further down that way. Yeah, not far at all, really. If I concentrate and listen hard enough, I can actually hear it. Let's see, this way is a little thick. So we'll go around this way. Seems to be a little more open over here. And then we'll continue back on the straight path. Here seems good. Got to duck down a little bit, and there's all kinds of spider webs in here because nobody ever comes back here. there are little trails that go through here, and I was actually on a couple of them in my last video. So and I think we're coming to one right now. Got a little bit of fungus growing inside, like a little bit of mushroom action there. Nothing to do with anything, it just kind of stuck out to me. But yeah, this is one of those little trails, probably one of the same ones I was on. And we'll just keep going straight. Well, as straight as we can, provided that, you know, the brush isn't blocking me. It's like I wish that I could see the Delaware from here so I would know exactly that I'm going in a straight line, at least parallel to that. But just have to do it on a wing and a prayer. Little deviations here and there just to get around down trees, which there's quite a few of these like thin trees that are down. But we have had some pretty powerful storms and winds and tornadoes and stuff like that. It's the tornado that took out Dinosaur Lake. You know, I can't help but notice I refer to a lot of my old videos when I'm making videos. But that's all right, you know, it allows people to hear it, and they'll say, well, wait a minute, what the hell is Dinosaur Lake? And they'll go check it out. So, which I suggest you do if you have not done so. I have a whole playlist on my page just for Dinosaur Lake, and you can see from my very first video there up until my last one. And in the last one, you know, spoiler alert, Dinosaur Lake has been drained. But at least you can see what it used to look like in my older videos. Now, if you watch the oldest video, please be kind. I mean, a lot of people have watched that video. A lot of people have commented on that video. But be kind in the aspect of I was still very early in making videos, and I was actually using a very old handheld digital video recorder. So it looks a lot older than it actually is. But that was just from, I think it was February of 2020. So almost 2 years ago. Still looking around, even though I'm not panning around, because I'm trying not to pan around too much. I know I do that a lot, and I had a couple friends mention, man, it got me sick, got me all dizzy. Chris Mallon. So trying not to pan around too much unless I see something worth panning for. Meanwhile, making my way through the thorns and stuff like that. They're not really thick here, but there's still quite a few thorns. They're not bushes, like little vines growing up out of the ground, sort of. I guess by definition that's not really a vine. This is interesting. It's almost like a little wall of a certain type of plant, whatever it is, or weed, sticking straight up. Well, it doesn't go all the way down, so I can go around it. But still strange. It's like not like any of the greenery around it. Let's go around this way. It looks like there's a little path through there. I know down towards the other end it was a lot more open, but you know, the more open the place, the more traveled it is, and the less likely we'll see something that has been covered. But we're not going to go this way, because I mean, there's a little deer path through there, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just go around the other way. I'm almost hesitant to even say this, because now it'll start to happen. But my gimbal hasn't been acting up. It hasn't been like turning on its own. It's been doing that for a while now. Ever since I took that one fall over at Station Ave. Wow, a lot of loose soil around here. Hey, look, there's a brick. A lot of loose soil and a brick. The loose soil bothers me because I don't know what's living under here that I'm sinking into. But that brick, looking around, I don't see any other bricks. The fact that it's just one, I guess I just have to leave it alone and keep walking. Get out of that loose soil. There we go. It always makes me nervous walking through that, because then it's like, you know, you tend to think it's loose because something's been burrowing under it. And I don't really think there's anything I have to worry about in this park as far as poisonous or anything like that. Maybe there is. I don't want to know. So don't tell me if there is. It might hinder future videos. Alright, I'm starting to see a pretty wide opening ahead, and I have a feeling I know what that is. I'm not going to give that away, because I do not want to give away the location of this place, not until I have thoroughly searched. Because, man, I want to be the one to find it first. We'll see. I get up here and I check it out, and if I am where I think I am, then I'll have to turn around, come walking through there again. I think I just heard the familiar sound of one of the maintenance vehicles going through the paths. Go around this way. Thought I saw a tick on my jeans. I was gonna say, what the hell? I put on enough Deep Woods Off to fend off a herd of ticks. Yeah, okay, so up there is where I thought I was going to end up. And I know there's a trail down that way, not too far. Maybe I'll just search around down there, and that way I could say at least I looked at most of that half. And now just the part of the woods that I'm searching in too is not the only place that the camp was. The camp went pretty far down towards the Neshaminy Creek. Just have to make sure I keep my bearings so I know I don't go over areas twice. But yeah, the camp used to go pretty far down towards Neshaminy Creek. At the time that the camp was there were a row of houses right before Neshaminy Creek. And the only reason I know this is that one of my fellow volunteers actually grew up in one of those houses. Like, they said that they could actually see the in-ground pools from their backyard or their back window. I think I found a little makeshift blind that one of the hunters made, because it is deer hunting season in here with bow and arrow. So when you do come in here, take note that in the beginning of my video I'm wearing that bright orange shirt that I usually wear when I go to Dinosaur Lake, and it's for the same reason. I don't want to get shot with an arrow. I don't know or think that the hunters would actually be out this time of day, because now we're in the afternoon. but I get the impression that they come out more so in the morning. So okay, so there's a trail there. I don't want to go. I know what that trail is. So now we're walking just the edge of the woods almost by that trail, and we'll head back towards those trees, and we'll see if there's another path up further from that for me to go down. There should be. I mean, it doesn't have to be a path. It's just enough for me to pass through. And now we're back at those mounds of loose dirt, and still only seeing that one brick. I mean, there might be a ton of bricks underneath this loose soil that I'm on, but not really seeing any other signs of a structure. Sometimes some old wood sticking up out of the ground when you can only see part of it. Sometimes that looks like a piece of concrete, and you have to check it. More spider webs. Some of these trees are really soft. I just put my hand on one of them to balance myself. I would think that very soon we should be coming back to where those original trees were from the beginning of the video. Maybe. Yeah, they should be around here somewhere. Not really seeing them yet, but that means nothing. Although I am coming across one of the two paths that I crossed that go through here, the opposite direction from the way I'm walking. So here's one. And you can see it's pretty clear all the way up, all the way down. But we're taking the path less ventured. And walking into tons of spider webs. Reminds me of a No Doubt song. Yeah, I know, that was corny. But you all know me by now. You know, I have corny dad humor. I mean, cut me a break, you know? I am a dad. I've been a dad for almost 25 years. Alright, that spider web went right across my eyeballs. There's a strange looking tree right there. Not in the bark or anything, but just the way it grew. Wonder what kind that is. And I would say that this tree right here is kind of abnormal, but I have seen this in various places of the park. They're the kinds that have like the little prickly leaves like that. There's actually one right next to the garden on the further side. All right, just about to come across the other path, the first one I crossed, which means we should be seeing those trees soon. Not really sure that I walked in a straight line. I had nothing to compare it against, so I don't know, we may be up further or down further. If either, I'd have to say probably up further than those trees, because I'm fairly certain I didn't come through here. It's just pretty thick there. So I think we go down a little bit. Ugh. Something just crawled on the back of my head. Yeah, it had to be through here somewhere that I came from. So I remember this this log at the end of this path here. I remember being kind of close to it. Well, we'll just take a shot and start walking through. Let's see, it was somewhere in here. Yeah, see, now I'm starting to think that we're further down because the one main trail over here I could see very well. That's all right. I know what I'll do. I'll go out to this main trail because we're only going to see things I already saw anyway on the way back. If I happen to come across anything, I'll turn the camera back on, but for the meantime, I'm going to go down to the main path, go up the other path that I started on, and go back to those trees and just move up a little bit. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I turned you back on before I got there just to show you this. There is quite a bit of concrete here. And I know that I've seen what's down on the ground here, these little concrete fence posts that used to stand up, but now there's like a longer structures going along the ground. And over here, let me find it on my camera. Nope, there it is. It takes like a little corner. But now I'm noticing this, there's just big hunk of cement here. So I'm wondering if maybe on this side of the path I would find things. Something to think about for the next video. So there are the trees that I started with. I'm walking up this path to see if there's something passable a little further up, and then we'll go from there. All right, I think I found something a little bit more passable. I'm gonna try to not step on these things because I don't know what they are. I've never seen them. They almost look like little trees, maybe. I mean, it could be little offshoots of this pine tree in the background there. I think it's a pine tree. So I'm gonna try to avoid them. I mean, best I can. I don't want to interfere with yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to go through them. Oh well. Hopefully they're sturdy. But this was the very next clearer way to get up here, or up through here, I should say. I mean, it's a little more dense than the last path I took. I keep calling it path like it's actually a path, but it's not. I mean, it's not terribly overgrown. And something just landed in my hair again. I did spray my hair too, so whatever lands in there should bounce right off. I'll go around this way. Just a big pile of sticks and stuff there, and I don't want to disturb any wildlife, at least best I can. See, now I know I'm walking kind of in a diagonal, but I'm not really having much of a choice, so I'm trying to come back a little more. Bobbing and weaving through these low-hanging branches. Way down there, not sure if it comes through on the video, but I could see a little reflective tape on that one little tree. I know that that is the hunters. Lots of mushrooms growing here. Pretty cool. Anyway, back to walking. We're actually walking more towards where that tree is with the reflective tape on it. I think it's reflective tape. It's something. Yeah. Yeah, it's reflective tape. So that's just probably one of the hunters, you know, putting that on so he knows his way back the same path he took. But I mean, you don't really have to do that in here. And I mean, unless you're trying to quadrant the place off, like in different sections, so you know, all right, I've already been here. Don't really see a way to get through that. It is a little lower over this way. Oh look, somebody propped up a little stick here to keep this branch up. Yeah, we'll go around this way. Definitely not getting through that, so we'll have to go around it. Let's see if somewhere over here we can go around to the right. I think I just saw a hummingbird. I don't see them too often out here in the wooded areas. I've seen them over in the garden. Obviously they like it over there for reasons of the flowers, but let's see. We can get up that way. We'll try going straight here first, just to see what's there. Now I know, seeing as how I haven't really come across any hardcore evidence outside of that concrete off of that one trail. I know this is kind of boring, but hopefully you are all enjoying the walk. I am. I love being out here. This entire park, I love it. I can't even begin to tell you how much. See some what looks like little hills of dirt ahead, but it's not uncommon here in the park. I mean, they're all over the place. I believe there used to be a soil business in the park, on the grounds of the park at some point, maybe before it was a park. And they did oftentimes make little hills for whatever reason. All right, I'm a little turned around right now because we're we're by a trail, but I guess that's a good sign showing that I went straight. I think we'll go around this way. Granted, that will make for not necessarily a straight line, but over here I definitely do see those mounds. And maybe, just maybe, that's a sign of where a structure was. But doesn't necessarily mean that. But we got to check it out, right? Just a little deceptive because you're down lower in elevation over there. So over here, even though from back there it looked like a hill, now it doesn't so much. See if I can get through here. A lot of high grass right here, or weeds. And thorns. Leave it to me to find them the hard way instead of looking for them. Yeah, see, it's the slope of the land. To the left it goes down, to the right it goes up. And I got a feeling that I'm not very far from where I turned around earlier. And if that's the case, I'll go out that way and then come back in a little further up. Hopefully we find something. It's a little discouraging that all we've come across was one brick here in the woods. Of course, it's a little hard to see with all the leaves on the ground. And these are probably all leaves from last year. So another one of those bushes slash trees. There's a couple more over here too. Spaced apart oddly. But I don't know. And looking down where I came from, you can see how it goes downhill and then goes back uphill again. That in itself is interesting. So it's like a little plateau of land. Could be where something was. I mean, this tree here in the middle of your screen, obviously that's old as hell. But the rest of them, for the most part, I'm probably older than them. I'd definitely say I'm older than most of them. Well, let's see, we'll go up here. Because moving straight forward, there's no way I would pass through that. It's impassable. Huge hole. Gotta watch out for them. Anywhere in this park, because there are groundhogs everywhere. Yeah, we're not far from where I thought we would come out. I'll see if I can make my way through that and then do a turnaround. But I know that the path this way is not too far from here. Wow. So, yeah, the only thing we could do is possibly, I'll turn around this way. Because going back to the area I was turning away from before, that's kind of impassable right now from this point too. So I'll head back this way. I'll get back out to that path where I started each pass, and we'll go up a little further, see if we come across anything. See, you got to imagine though that this camp closed probably in the 60s. I know the man that owned it, Gene London's uncle. I forget what his first name is. I want to say Sam. I'm not sure. But his last name was Brown with an E. He was also a school teacher at Lincoln High School. So I don't know. He probably ran this place for a little while after he retired, and then probably wound up giving it up to the state. They probably made him a nice little offer, and he probably took it. I mean, I'm sure I would too. You know, have some money to retire with. But yeah. All right, still making my way back to that path to do another turnaround. All right, so update on my status. My stupid butt got a little bit lost in those woods, which I didn't think was possible, but I did. And I came out on a path. I think I know where I'm going. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I should know just by looking at paths exactly where I am at all times. However, this time I did not. So I'm just walking to see if I am where I think I am. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so as it turns out, I was where I thought I was. I'm back out here by these steps that used to belong to the German club. I will be searching around up there a little bit when the brush dies down some. As you can see, it's very thick back there. Yeah, I just don't want to traipse through there and find holes the hard way. So I will let it die down a little bit. You can see that they have this this ornamental grass that I'd seen in another place down by where I thought the pond was in my last video, and there's another one up there. I would have to guess that these were all part of decoration for the front of the German club, but I will be checking that out back there. However, the video is not completely lost. I'm not going to go back to where I was. However, there was something that one of the other volunteers had told me about near here, and you can see some concrete here from when the building was here. But there's something near here that I want to check out, and I'll bring you guys along with me in this video. I know the video's been running kind of long already, but most of my videos do run long, so chances are you've fast forwarded through a lot of it anyway. I know people do that. I do it myself on YouTube when I'm looking at other videos too, so don't feel bad. Any case, yeah, I'm gonna go check this out. Okay, so now I'm in the area that I was told by another volunteer that there is another cellar or underground, which in the area I'm at, I very much doubt it had anything to do with Blossom Farley's underground dwelling, and I wasn't given like a specific location back here. But I'm gonna look around a little bit, see if I see anything that looks like an opening. Or I think all he had said was you could tell because there's like a big sink in the ground, like the ground has sunken down. So that is what I'm looking for right now, and it's kind of in the same wooded area that I was in. I guess this is another makeshift blind, but it was kind of in the same wooded area I was in, just up a little further. So I mean, it could be that it was like a basement for one of the buildings that was part of the camp, but so far not seeing anything. And I'm looking around everywhere. I mean, again, this whole area I'm in, when in comparison to where I came from, you could see the land around me is elevated. But I don't think this is what he meant, because this is way too big. I mean, it's entirely possible that it could have just been like a sinkhole based from where a building was, because there are some places where I know there were buildings of Sarobia that there, I don't believe that there was any underground like basement or cellar or anything like that, and the ground is sunk, and that could just be from years and years of the foundation of said building. Now here we have some more loose soil, starting to make me wonder if I'm in the same spot I was in. I don't think so, although, you know, the white birch bark here does seem familiar. If we see a single brick, then we know we're in the same area. Which I'm looking, aha. There it is. This is the same area I was in. Wow, I really came out far. A lot further than I thought. All right, let's, oh, I'm sinking. And see, over there is where I thought I saw the hill. Yeah. Big damn circle we just went in. So that's the very same blind that I found before, which I probably would have known if I looked and saw the Twisted Tea can. Well, I'm going to look around a little bit here on my own. I'm going to turn this off. If I find anything new and interesting, I'll turn the camera back on. If not, then the next thing you will see will probably be me in the garden to do my little wrap up. In which case I will be reminding everybody about the help that I need from each and every one of you regarding this day camp. Any case, one way or another, I'll be right back. Yep, obviously you know what this means. This means that I did not find anything of interest. I did walk through for quite a long time. I was not able to find anything at all. Just ground and trees and thorn bushes and brush. Just your normal everyday stuff in the woods. So now I'm back in the garden. You know, I have to visit this at the very least. And I can't just like be in this park and not come see my garden. You know I love this place. However, there is one thing that I did want to show you. I've been looking for this little tiny turtle that was hanging out in the little pond over here the last couple times I came here, and I wasn't able to see him. But I did take a little peek when I came in, and he's just chilling on this rock. He's got his head sticking up above the water right now, but he's going to put it down when I bend down, I'm sure. Not sure how well he's coming through on the camera. Let me see if I can get a better shot here. There he is. It's a little snapper turtle. So at least we have one thing living in here. I know there was a little frog too. Don't know what happened to him, but at least the turtle's in here. And so, as I mentioned earlier, any help that I could get with any information, any stories, any pictures would be awesome. Video would be even more awesome, that have to do with SummerDale Day Camp would be very, very much appreciated. I cannot find anything online. I have very, very little information online about SummerDale Day Camp. I mean, of course, when you look it up, a lot of what you find is Gene London's death notice, or them talking about him in the news, stuff like that. So any help I could get would be awesome. So yeah, with that, I have to say, if this is your first time here, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, you'll find the notification bell. Make sure you click that and then click all. That way you'll be sure to get all notifications of when I upload any new videos. This is just the first in a series of videos looking for the day camp. Hopefully, before I make the next one, somebody will come forth with anything, even if it's just a story, and I can retell your story. Yeah, so make sure you do that. But also make sure you do subscribe, and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you put a comment down in there, anything, if you even remember the name SummerDale Day Camp, or if you just want to say hi, or anything really. So with that, the only other thing I can say is to make sure that you check out the fundraiser for Sarobia Garden. You'll find the link to that in the description of this video. And you can, if you're able to, you can give to the fundraiser. If not, you could share out the link. Even just sharing out the link does a world of good. We still continue to get a little bit of money trickling in, and we can use all we could get, because we still have a lot to do. We still have bushes and shrubs to put in here. We still have, we want to put a bench in here somewhere, and that's a little pricey, as I mentioned in my last video. So any help we could get with that would be very much appreciated by me and the other volunteers. So that being said, I am going to get out of here. I'm going to go home. I'm going to start editing this video. I'm going to try to get it up tonight. So make sure that you all stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.